man.
Big up all those on YouTube land. Sorry about being so late. We were arguing about who
Big
was
ups,
going to
man.
take the blame. So, like, by the
Yeah,
time we
I'll take
finished
the blame.
arguing about it, we come on stream. So I apologize for everyone. Big up all those in YouTube land. Let me have do a bit of quick housework. Oh, finally another Blues Brothers. Oh, bro, I've been too steaming to do this shit, bro. I will go nuts. Good evening, everyone. Hello, baby girl. Oh, big up Miss Melina in the house. Everyone's favorite Canadian. Hope you're doing
Big
good.
ups to the chat.
Hope you're well, Miss Melina. DJ Crane. Oh, there he is. The man who can, JPT. Big up, brother. Big up, guys. I'll be watching while working, cooking. Ah, he's in the kitchen where he belongs.
That's a banger. Oh my god.
JPT knows I love him. I mentioned that if he can squeeze us in later, pause. No pun intended. Slick Rick Steve, bro, my hair is getting so long. I know Kate likes it, but my hair is ridiculously, bro. When it, I'm telling you, when my hair dries, I'm gonna puff out like an afro. But yeah, look, my. What the fuck has happened to Chelsea over the last couple of weeks? I would like to state for the record, right, before we get into what's been happening, and that I knew, and I've been stating for ages, that PSG were going to destroy us. I always said that in hindsight, or even before this, and JPT can back this up, or anyone who's listened to me, I said getting into the Champions League would result in us getting destroyed by a Bayern Munich or by a PSG. And it just so happens they both done it in one season. One beat us in the league phase, like ridiculously, through mistakes in the league phase, being Bayern Munich. And then when we finally caught up with them after becoming world champions, PSG decided to pay us back in full for beating them in the World Club Champion. What was the score again? 8-2? Or was it 7?
8-2 on aggregate, but it was 5-2 at the Parc des Princes. And
yeah,
it was
what was that at the bridge?
Yeah, it was 3-0 at the bridge.
So, you know, now when I say to people about don't ask too much of this squad, don't be surprised if they come up, because let's be honest, right? The whole Champions League thing, the fact we got as far as we've got with how bad we've been, we did all right, to be honest. And it just happens that we come up against the favourite of the competition, because I'm not being funny. I think on their day, other than Bayern Munich, I don't think anyone else will beat them. Because when you actually look at squad for squad, like if you look at them when they've got all their first 11, and you've got everybody else, right? Realistically, not even Arsenal comes close to that PSG or that Bayern side. Not really. Because Gyökeres, yeah, you could argue if they had Eze and all those big guns, yeah, cool. But for some reason, just the level of football, because I have to go by playing style, yeah, they got probably equally a strong 11, but other than playing style, PSG and Bayern Munich would annihilate Arsenal at the moment, because Arsenal seem to have lost style. So they've gone from playing kind of badly to scoring goals to not playing very well at all, relying on set pieces and on goals to just being scrappy and bad. And that game against Man City, the Carabao Cup final, Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, I think they choked on the spotlight. That's
bro, you know what it is, yeah? I tell, what is it when we play Arsenal? We never see that Arsenal. We always get like it's like Gohan going against Majin Buu. We'll get their full potential.
You know what it is, yeah? I think Arsenal.
But when they get a bit Man City, they're shit.
What Wolfie, you know what we need to understand? I think Arsenal just need to focus on this Premier League, especially when you're going for your first trophy in how many years. This thing about this quadruple treble talk is too overwhelming for those players that you have. I think, especially, and you saw it in the Carabao Cup final. I mean, just look, they choked on the spotlight. Some of those players, they're not really used to this sort of they're not used to Wembley lights. I'm telling you. I know it's all well and good bullying teams in the Premier League, but all of that goes away. All of that goes away when you're on a spotlight that you've never really looked into. So I don't know what happened there. They choked. I don't know. But surely they can rectify that in the FA Cup. Surely, I think they can win the FA Cup.
Right, let me answer this quickly. JPT, the only people going to be, no one from England should be popping up about nothing. The football Arsenal play is terrible. And mostly everybody else in the Champions League got absolutely slapped. And I mean absolutely slapped. Newcastle got slapped. Spurs got absolutely slapped. We got absolutely slapped. The only reason why I think Arsenal didn't is because they were playing a shit by a Leverkusen team. And let's be honest, it's not the Leverkusen team of 2 years ago. It's not, because
Yeah.
they've had so many players go, right? And Madrid, even though Madrid are mostly crap and can't defend, they had enough attacking talent to literally just pin Man City back and slap them. So it was just like, like I can see if, and I'm not gonna lie, Man City can slap Arsenal. So if Real Madrid can slap Man City, they can definitely slap Arsenal. Because I could just, can you imagine that as well in the
Mm.
Champions League when Arsenal come up against a Madrid or a PSG? How they, if they play like that against the City, or if we did like because we got destroyed for it, I think maybe Arsenal, if they're not careful, they can be humiliated in the Champions League over everybody else. But you know what I mean? I hope everyone that said about all these teams that from all these other leagues that were just farmers leagues and all this kind of shit. Well, looks like England's the farmers league now, man.
Yeah,
Because I
Premier League got
swear,
humbled.
the Premier League got destroyed.
They
Fuck,
got absolutely
humbled.
destroyed.
Humbled has been like you lose. Everyone goes out of the court in the finals like that 2-0 or whatever, and you got no one in
And
the
and,
finals.
and
That's
Wolfie,
being humbled.
do you know the
Like,
funniest thing is this? A lot of people will say that Newcastle are teams like Newcastle with the way they play. How can teams like Barcelona deal with them? But then when you watch, I can't lie, watching Barcelona destroy Newcastle brought a smile to my face. The reason
bro,
why is because,
Newcastle made half the mistakes that Barcelona capitalized on.
but
That's what I don't understand.
Wolfie, tell me the team in the last 10
Speak up,
years that will
Mason. Speak
play.
up, man.
Tell me the team in the last 6 years that will play Newcastle and deal with them like that with ease. Tell me. Newcastle
Well, no,
are a team.
Arsenal. But I'd say bar maybe Liverpool, Arsenal, and City have all had
No,
goat
but not the way
performances
Newcastle
over
did.
the last three,
Not the
four
way
years.
not the way Barcelona did. And normally
Oh
we're the
no,
ones
yeah, they
complaining.
completely
Newcastle,
decimated them. They
yeah,
put them under pressure and then held them there like on a slow racking fight. Because
yeah.
that's the one
And
thing
then
that's different
Wolfie
between that
and
kind of
deep as
style.
well. Half of the teams in the Premier League they complain about the low blocks, Eddie Howe, this, that, and the other. How are we gonna get through? But now you watch Barcelona. I watch all of these leagues, the way they can open up a low block. And I'm telling you, it's none of this nonsense when it comes to this is the thing. When it comes to the Premier League, you need to understand is everything is just all system based. And sometimes that just doesn't always work.
Mm.
Let's be honest. The system
Yeah,
thing, Man City tried it, and look how Real Madrid just opened them up with a bit of individual brilliance. That's the thing.
Vinicius,
A
isn't
lot
it?
of the yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like other leagues, they don't really they solely don't take away the whole ability of
Right,
the
let me tell,
ability of each player.
let me tell you
It's not
something, right?
system based too much. Yeah, go on.
See, this is why me and him are co-hosts because that's exactly what I was gonna say. Back in those players that in those sort of countries, they have systems for players, not players for systems.
Thank you.
So, right, this is what I don't get about trying to put a left back as a right back and a right back as an inverted number 10 midfielder. And this is what we've been speaking about on Blues Brothers for the last 2 years. Play a fucking right back at right back, not as a number 10.
Exactly. And another thing, Wolfie, remember, this is where Pep was doing the stupidness. Remember, he put Semenyo as a 10. He's never
Yeah,
played
yeah.
there.
But the thing is, but the thing is, when you look at what Pep does in terms of those kind of position or inverts, like you're referring to, because that's the classic definition for them, is the inverts. You're only looking for how because Thomas Tuchel did it for us as well when he tried to remold the team back from a back four back into a back five. Because when you think about it,
Mm,
right, it's what they used to call half spaces. So, because the idea, if you play right narrow, say here's the pitch, right? If you play right narrow channel, which is over here, if I can get you to play your ball slightly more there, you can be on
mm,
the right inside channel.
yep.
So it's called that's what Tuchel would refer to as the half spaces, like the
Yeah.
position in between the positions, if you like, or in lines, if you want to call them that. So it's
Yeah.
one of those. And the thing is, with what Pep does minor adjustments. Like, for example, when he won the Premier League without a number 9, for example, he'll have the 10 pushing forward. But we all knew Kevin De Bruyne was a good enough footballer, left foot, right foot, whatever
He's a good
you put
striker
him
of the ball.
forward, he's gonna bang, bruv.
Yeah.
Long range, short range, from a corner kick, it didn't matter. That's why you had a certified baller like Kevin De Bruyne that made it work.
Or, Wolfie, what Pep would have done is that the striker, the person playing the false 9, will, let's say,
Mm.
come a bit deep and he can free roam the area, whether it's either he stays in the box or he can come back to create for the wingers, just boosting forward. That's how I think that's how we used to use. That's how we utilize Foden. If you remember in the lockdown season, you see Foden up top a lot. Pause. In the false nine, he will come drop deep. Next thing you know, Raheem Sterling's in the box trying to finish,
Bro,
and then Mahrez is up there as
same
well.
thing with us when we had Kai Havertz under Tuchel. He would
Yeah,
play him as a false nine sometimes, but when we needed to be defensive, we would drop him into the 10, then drop him deeper. That's why when we counter-attack Man City, when we won the Champions League 1 and 2, who was playing centrally on the counter-attack?
it was Fernandinho. Wait. Centrally in the
Well, for
pivot.
us, on the counter-attack,
No.
no, it was Kai
Oh, I
Havertz
thought you
down the
meant for Man
middle, bro.
City.
He
I
scored
thought
the
I thought you
goal,
were talking
remember?
about for Man City. It was in Golo.
No, bro,
Yeah.
for us. It was for us in the middle. Would have
For
been like
us,
Conte and
it
Kovacic.
was Kante and
And,
Kovacic. Yeah. No,
who was
Jorginho.
no?
Not Cover.
Who was it?
Cover came on. It was Kante and Jorginho.
Was it? Oh, was it Georgie first? I thought Jorginho came on. I need to check that final. The whole final was on YouTube. I need to watch that again because
Yeah, Jorginho started.
if you want to talk about a defensive masterclass from Chelsea, that's the perfect example. Because
Yeah.
every time Man City try and start a fight, it's stamped out more or less instantly. That's how you defend. Like in terms of like you're there to kill space. You take the ball away from the opposition. You don't give them a chance to shoot. Because this is what I don't understand, right? Particularly with modern Premier League defenders, right? When you see them back off too much, like you'll see, I don't know how many times I've seen Van Dijk do it. I've seen Trevor Chalobah do it. Lewis Dunk. Instead of engaging the opposition and forward, they'll let them build up pace and run at them because they're so scared they're going to get left behind. They'll actually give them space to run. Which I don't get. I would just go in there and hard on you and just foul you.
What team is that, Wolfie? You said?
What? I've seen people, Liverpool. I've seen Van Dijk do it.
Okay.
Trevor Chalobah. Bruv, don't even get me started on Wesley Fofana. He's the king of it.
Yeah,
He'll just turn around and run back for some strange reason. He won't bother trying to tackle anyone. He'll just turn around and run back, bruv. And it's just like, what are you doing? All you're doing is letting them get closer. Stop.
That's
like, hold them up. Drag at them. Pull them down. You know what I mean? This is what we said about I believe a little theme's been going around about Chelsea fans are pissed off that Arsenal are winning the Premier League how we used to win the Premier League, which isn't even true, I might add, because people are saying, oh yeah, well you do a bit dirty. If you actually look at the two main times, like okay, 3 times we won the Premier League, we were destroying every team in it, right?
I think Chelsea back then we were more transparent with it. I mean, it wasn't like Arsenal's, but you can see there was a bit of similarity.
We played much better football. Okay, listen, right? If you look at the 2004 winning team, right, we destroyed 8 teams 4-1 that season in the Premier League. If you look at the 2006 or 5 and 6 Premier League season, we beat fucking Liverpool 4-1 at home. We beat them 4-1 at Anfield, bruv.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah.
When Joe Cole scored that late goal as well, like to get him in. You look about, say, for example, Carlo Ancelotti's 2010 winning season. Look how many teams beat us like Villa, and when they come to Stamford Bridge, they got absolutely crushed.
Oh yeah, because Ancelotti was route one. He was like route one. He wasn't defensive. It wasn't too defensive.
It wasn't. But it was balanced. That's what I like about Carlo Ball.
It was balanced. We could defend,
and we could go forward. And I'm not being funny. That was the best I ever seen Anelka and Drogba play together. Because you could tell they enjoyed it as well. They actually, you could tell they were friends off the pitch. It showed. You know what I mean?
Torres did okay in that system as well, if you remember.
Torres, you know what it is? The problem with Torres, right? He was a good finisher and he was a good header of the ball. The problem with Torres is because the knee injury he got just before he left Liverpool robbed him of his fantastic pace, which he had.
It's what I tried to sell people. It wasn't.
No, it's a fact, bro. It's like Essien. Yeah, the same thing happened to Michael Essien when his knee went. Not the same man anymore, bro. Not the same now. But the thing is, one thing I did rate about Torres, he kind of did what Owen did. He adapted his game. Because if you say, oh, when Torres left Chelsea, was he's finished? What do you mean? He's got to go Atletico Madrid and win a league title yet? How's he finished?
Yeah.
This is
Diego. He was never finished.
Diego had him play positionally instead of being like an out-and-out forward like that. Because with Chelsea, when you think of Chelsea's winning teams, you think traditionally a target man, 2 wingers, someone that will occupy 2 centre-backs. And that's just not what Torres was good at. The thing is, what was so good about Torres was, at Liverpool, even though there were times he would sprint a man and bend a man up, a lot of the time, the chances of... Same thing with Sterling at City. The chances were being made for him, and he was there to finish him off. just like Sterling.
Yeah.
Right, the Sterling you see at City is from 5 yards finishing a ball that he gets past
And
to in
that's
the
why
box.
Wolfie, and this is why Michu never really got a big club like that. If you remember Michu from Swansea,
Yeah, Mitchell, yeah,
the
the
Spanish
Spanish brother.
striker, because he was that he was that
Like
sort of
Michael
profile as
Laudrup, bro,
well.
one of the best midfielders as a manager, bro. One of the best midfielders I've ever seen.
Exactly.
Like, bro, I'm not being. People want to talk about players now that like Rice, bro. Oh, Michael Laudrup, bro, left foot, right foot, chest, control, play defensively, attackingly. Don't matter.
Mm,
He'll just be good, like Rude Hullet. He'll just be good at all
agreed.
of it. He's just good at all of it. That's it. He can dribble, he can pass, he can shoot, he can tackle. You know what I mean? The only guy to ever play against Barcelona and win 5-1 with Madrid, then vice versa, with Barcelona win 5-1 against Madrid. So he won 5-1
Yeah,
on both sides. Check that shit
it's
out for me.
crazy.
Yeah, bro, it's a funny old game of football, isn't it? Like, but as I said, like, and a lot of people said about going back to the point we were making about Arsenal maybe winning a league trophy. Yes, they are going to win, but I have to say, even Leicester played better football when they won the league.
Oh
So
yeah, of course.
don't get me wrong, you may win the league, but you're not fucking wowing anybody, to be honest. And at the
Yeah,
minute, the Premier League's looking a bit of a joke.
yeah, it
Because
is. It
all the other serious teams supposedly in it, half of them have just been utterly destroyed. And let's be honest, it wasn't like it was close and there was a bad. Because that's the other thing nowadays. Everyone can't do this time. Normally, look with
Mm,
us, like there's a controversy or there's a big refereeing decision or where it could have gone wrong. No, you can't say that this year.
yeah,
You
you
can't.
can't.
Newcastle, Spurs, Chelsea, all cleanly demolished. Cleanly demolished. Like you said, it was actually funny watching Newcastle. Bruv, you're right. That second half, Newcastle, Barcelona, at
Yeah,
the Camp
that game
Nou.
put a smile on my face. To be
Bruv, you know what
honest.
it is? You know what that was? That was like watching a mother duck throw a chicken into the water and then
Exactly.
realizing it couldn't swim, but then realizing also that she didn't care. It was just like, oh my God.
That's a good
Because you knew
description.
those Liverpool, bro, not Liverpool, excuse me, Newcastle players were way out of their depth, bro. You could see it. They weren't
And
ready for
even
that.
and Wolfie, even last season, remember when PSG dealt with Villa as well? Remember, if you remember, at the time where Villa was that team where it was so difficult to play against. Even like I know they are still right now, but then if you look at it as well, I think it just comes to a point. I think football as a whole is not just the Premier League. I think football as a whole is kind of declined in a sense. You don't really
Well,
get these issues in just the Prem. In my
no,
opinion, even if you speak to, let's say, like other league and supporters, they would say it's not the same as it used to quality wise. I mean, I think it just depends
well, the
because
thing
you can
is,
say, oh yeah, yeah, because you can say the quality of players in the league and everything's so tactical based, this, that, and the other. But then a lot of teams, especially ones I've spoken to, they say, "Oh, it's not the Ronaldinho era anymore. It's not the Messi era where everything was exciting." But then at the
what?
same time, yeah, I know, right?
Wait, can I
They
just say,
would say
I
all of this,
disagree
but
because before Ronaldinho and Messi, you still had Henri, Ronaldo, and before them, you had Romario, Rivaldo, and before them, and
yeah,
before them,
but
and
then,
before
but
them,
Wolfie, the
before them,
thing is,
before them.
that's the thing. That's the thing for their standards, isn't it? So for their standards
Oh,
of the league, they would have said they regressed. That's the thing. But for the Prem, we'll have to see.
well, I think if you want to touch on it, the reason why people would say that the Premier League was or gone above them because the other ones have fallen off. And I'll get what you've seen over the last maybe 20 odd years, 30 odd years, when you go all the way back to the 90s, where football started getting money in it. All right,
Yeah,
like we had the birth of the Premier League, and when Serie A was the best league in the world because you had the
yeah. When
best players
Syria was
there.
the best league, yeah,
Bruv, 1980 all the way to about 2001, 2010, easily. Sorry, 2002, sorry, not 10. Excuse me. Easily, Serie A was the best league on the planet. Easily. You had
yeah,
the
it
best
was.
players, manager, all the sports science that we got in the 90s from Wenger and stuff like that. A lot of that was early introduced in the 80s. to like in the big Italian clubs like Inter and AC Milan. That's why when you see AC Milan and they went on the complete rampage through Europe, they did for about 4 or 5 years, decimating everybody easily, not just category, just blew them away, bro. And like, and you see all that filter through because you had people like Zidane in Italy, you had like, you know, Del Piero's when he was coming up, you had the Maldinis, the Nestas, you know, the Zambrottas, you know, the Gigi Buffons, all those kind of guys, you know what I mean? And then obviously through into 2002, maybe you saw it evolve a bit more into La Liga, obviously, because Barcelona, because obviously Real Madrid was still around because they'd won, I think, when was the last time? 2001 with that Zidane volley. But, you know what I mean? What really blew it up was because Ronaldinho, even though they had teams that had styles, because you mentioned Ronaldinho, the thing was he became an icon not just of Barcelona, he became an idol of football because we all loved his skill. You know what I mean? He was the way, if you're going to play football, this is how you play it. And I think it was one of those ones where what helped put Barcelona back on the map was not only did they have a person and a manager and a team with world-class players in it, because let's not forget they had Frank Rijkaard as a manager, they had Deco, Champions League winner with Porto, you know what I mean? Like they had Eto'o, who for me was easily top three strikers over the last 30 years, regardless of who you want to put next to him. You know what I mean? You'd have to go pretty far to beat Samuel Eto'o, bro, because that guy won back-to-back trebles.
Samuel Eto'o was good.
Bro, that guy won back-to-back trebles, really bro. Back-to-back. He left Barcelona on a treble, went to Inter, and the European Cup followed him, and he won another treble, bro.
Yeah.
So
he's
you wanted to, most of these mans brag about like only winning one. This guy got two, and it hardly ever gets mentioned. Like,
but then Wolfie, this is where your point came. I mean, if you look at it, you spoke about Serie A being like the best league in the world, being around the early 2000s, and then La Liga. If I'm going to be honest, I never really thought La Liga as well. They sustained a good level of profit in that league. I remember during the 2010s to, let's say, the Ronaldo era. Ronaldo and Messi era in his prime, if you remember, people
well, that's
were
when
not
it made prime because of the popularity.
exactly. But then I think right now, I think the Premier League's issue. I think we had I think it's not like the money's the issue. I feel like it's just the quality, like the quality of the games. Whereas a lot of the other leagues will have, if you look at it, there's no money in Serie A anymore. Like a lot of these leagues are really fighting for every penny, and that's why I had that point of a lot of leagues are complaining of the same thing, but they just have different problems. It's not like the quality of football is bad. It's just
they haven't had money pumped into it. Right,
they've not had money exactly.
This is basically the Premier League's Achilles heel. Just because you spend money on it doesn't make it good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
Money don't buy happiness.
Well, it's not even that, right? Let me ask you a question, right? How many footballers that speak English or play in England have you said football is just a job to them?
There could be many.
They could be many. So, but we've all heard players say it. So let me ask you this, right? When you have how can I put when you used to have homegrown players playing for the badge back in the day, like the Gerrards, the Terrys, whatever, and this includes the Del Pieros and whatever else, whatever respective club. You know what I mean? They have ones that the badge meant something to them. When Xavi was at Barcelona with Henry and whatever else, Henry will even tell you this because he's even said it. When I was talking shit about what they say about it's more than a club, Henry mocked it and said, "What do you mean this is more than a club?" And Xavi turned around and said, "Look, before you talk shit about my club, you got to win a trophy here before you can say anything. When you've won a trophy, then you can talk." And Henry was like, because Henry, that's one thing I like about Henry. If you're speaking facts and he hears it, he'll be like, "Fair enough." And even Henry will say, "I'm not afraid to take a slap on my wrist. I learned, and that's how I knew how to play Barcelona. I settled down." And another person you could say, arguably, Pep fucked over Thierry Henry, because I'm not being funny, bruv. Henry at Barcelona, bruv, he was dangerous. He was dangerous, bruv.
He was
only on the left,
really,
even
really
wide left on the left-hand side, bruv. That guy, I'll never forget when I watched Real Madrid Barcelona at the Santiago Bernabeu. I think it was like 2007. And it was when I think Barcelona beat them 6-2 in the Bernabeu, bruv.
It was 6-2 at the Bernabeu, yeah.
Bruv, I think I can't remember who was their right back. I think it even might have been a very young Sergio Ramos, bro. But
Yeah, it was Sergio
Henry was
Ramos.
tearing him apart, bro. He couldn't handle
Yeah, but
Henry, bro. He
Sergio
tried
Ramos,
doing all the
you
typical
know,
Ramos things, you know what I mean? Like, but he just
Sergio
couldn't do
Ramos
it.
at the
He just
time,
couldn't. He just
Sergio,
couldn't.
Sergio Ramos at the time, he was really really good, but I don't think he was well established yet. That's the issue.
Well,
At the
no, he
time,
was well established because one thing about Spain, they have
but
what they
like the
call.
thing is,
Um,
this is my thing about Sergio Ramos, and I try to debate people with that as well. I think Sergio Ramos is one of the best centre backs to play, let's say, in the footballing world right now. But at the same time, I think when he was younger, I feel like he was still learning, but he was really, really good, in my opinion. But I saw a lot of, he was really, really rash. I see lots of challenges, getting red cards, but then
right.
he developed that when he got older, but
Yeah,
and he improved. But I just felt him coming through at Real Madrid,
he didn't come through Real
he
Madrid.
no, Sevilla. He was at Sevilla.
He came out
He was at
Sevilla. He
Sevilla.
came from
Yeah,
that Super
yeah.
Sevilla.
But
That's why
when
they
he
got
came to
because
Real
the Super
Madrid,
Level team were a Super Sevilla side. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
yeah, he was really good at Sevilla. But at the same time, when he came to Real Madrid, I feel like he had these moments where he would do the unnecessary the challenge.
Pepe, bro. He learned from Pepe, bro.
I bet
Pepe
he
took
learned
that
from
guy
Pepe.
under
That's
his
the thing.
team and I said, I'm going to teach you how to defend. I'm also going to teach you how to be a mean bastard and how to sneakily throw it in there.
But
Because Pepe,
this is the thing with football
that's
fans.
a centre forward's nightmare right there.
Yeah, and the issue with football fans is this. I hate the way they discredit Pepe. This is the thing. He was really key to Sergio Ramos's growth, and no one talks about
Yeah, of
it.
course he
That's
was.
the thing. Exactly. But then no, everyone wants to talk about solely on the Sergio Ramos. No, no, it was Pepe. When Ramos
Yeah,
came into
Pepe
Real
taught him
Madrid,
well.
when Ramos came into Real Madrid, he still had stuff to learn. He was really really young. He did really well for Sevilla. He had that spell at Sevilla, and then he came to Real Madrid. But then as he developed, he started to become the best. One
Well,
of
he
the
had good
best ever.
managers. Yeah, he
Yeah,
had Bernd Schuster to help him settle. Then he had Fabio Capello. I think it might have been the other way around. Won a league title then, so he got a taste of winning. Still had to learn from mans like Raul when they were still playing, and Van
yeah,
Nistelrooy.
Raul, yeah.
All them lot when they played and they won the league title, I think in 2008 for Real Madrid. So he had ballers, bruv. He had all the classic vetties around to teach him. Zidane as well. Like Zidane, I think Zidane didn't
Wolfie, I'll
finish
never
till like
forget. I'll never
2006.
forget that tackle Ramos did on Messi. I forgot what year it was, but I think it was around the 2000s. He kicked him. I think he started a fight. I think it was
That's
an El
2000.
Clasico.
You talk about when he boots him in the back and he
He
gets
boot
up.
him in. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think that's 2000. I know about that's 2013. I think you find
yeah.
that's
2013.
2013
It was
because
20.
I
No,
see you because he proper rakes him as well. I know what one you're talking about. That's at the
yeah. I
that's at the
think
Camp Nou. I remember that.
at Camp Nou. Yeah,
That's
that's
at
what
the
it
Camp
was.
Nou.
That
Yeah,
was
man, you
that was
fucking
crazy, and
raked
it
him, bro.
ignited a big fight. That was crazy, and he
Yeah,
got
yeah.
sent off
Did
as well, I
Ramos get
believe.
sent off now? Ramos got sent off
Yeah,
for
he
that,
got
didn't
sent
he?
off. He got
He got
sent
sent
off.
off for that.
Yeah,
But
he got a
yeah,
red card.
but the thing is, that's the point, though. Like, and I go back to what we were saying about what makes a winner. You can have the bastardry there, but you still need the Ronaldos, the Benzemas, and them lot up front to make
Yeah,
the equation balance out because you can't do it on just poor bastard. Hey, look, you ain't got to tell me Lionel Messi is a cheat. Remember, Barcelona 2009. No football fan in the world can say they got done worse than what we did in 2009. That night at Stamford Bridge. No team, because we had
that
3 clear penalties
Maradona was
turned
as
around,
well.
2 clear handballs as well. Pep, bro, talk about like Sergio Ramos, another fraud that played in Barcelona around that time. Gerard Piqué, the ball comes across to him in the box like that, and man hits it away with his hand, and it's not a penalty.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
With
I
an Elka,
remember.
when he tips
No,
it
but
over his chest, and he
remember the
hits it away with his hand.
Maradona, the handball goal. Remember that?
Bro, PK's was worse, bro. At least Maradona did that.
Oh yeah, PK's was
He didn't
worse.
just straight hit the ball away.
Yeah, that's the thing. He straight hit the ball, but I don't think he got like a card for it. Not even it was supposed to be a penalty, if I'm sure.
Well, put it this way. The thing about Maradona is he was going to be declared the world's biggest cheat when he scored that handball goal, but then he scored that wonder goal when he just dribbled like 8 man out of the the England team. And he just
Yeah.
bent them all up and he just ran past. And everyone's going, all right, he's a cheat, but he's a fucking good player, man. Shit. All right, we were kind of pissed about that first one, but now he scored that second one. That was Maradona's way of going, now you can't say I just cheated. I just dribbled past all of you and smashed past your goalkeeper. So that's it. Like, you can't say I just cheated, because I ended up bending like 8 of you up and putting 2 of you on the floor. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, that'll just mean now you got no excuses. That's all it meant. Who cares? Messi is a cheat. Yeah, I hear you. Taunt him, snarl. Hey, Rock, teach him how to snarl. Hey, Rock, teach him how to snarl. You Italian monster. I tell you what, yeah, we all need a Mickey in our lives, man. Like, whenever you're feeling down and feeling upset, just like, get up, you dumb son of a bitch. One more round. Like, bro, like, the amount of times I fucking started pumping out because I'm fucking watching Rocky, bro. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Like, every time I'm in the gym, burning hot, just about to burst. All that shit.
Yeah, so you know what it was, yeah? I used to play that tune whilst I was doing my workouts as well. So
what, burning hot?
Rocky music. Yeah, I'm telling you, Rocky music is the one when it comes to working out.
Heart on fire, strong desire, rages deep with you. Just start fucking punching harder, bro. Like, ah! I used to get emotional about Dragon Ball Z shit when I used to do shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why, bro. Every time I watch Gohan and Goku in the hyperbolic time train with training, and like Gohan's passed out and shit, and then Goku would like be bringing him back on his back and shit, and dumping him into bed.
Gohan was young at the time. Well, yeah, he was young then.
Yeah, I know he's young, but it was just still like, it was madness, isn't it? He's only a little boy. He's only 11, and he's stronger than his dad.
Yeah, he's a grown man now. Your Gohan's a grown man now.
Yeah, and he's beast form serious, man. I can't wait for Dragon Ball the manga to start back up again. I want to see what happens in his beast mode, because they did a little teaser about that when he fought Goku in Ultra Instinct, and he does that kind of berserk shit, and he ended up punching Goku out of Ultra Instinct, which was cool. Anyway. Bro, Qatar is Barcelona's sponsor. Barca win everything. Messi never drug tested. World Cup in Qatar. Messi wins his supposed final World Cup. Oh yeah, recorded penalties given to. Yeah, but how many people now have said that about legend? Look at Salah, bro. Man's gonna go out. Jamie Carragher, bro, is saying he's going out as the best right wing Premier League player ever. And I'm not being funny. This season he could barely kick a ball straight. Like, I think Mo Salah's not leaving because he wants to. I think he's leaving while the going's good, because he knows he's in decline, bro. Let's be honest, Mo Salah this season is shit.
Yeah,
let's call it as it is.
No one can deny that.
Shit. He's been rubbish.
But then, to be honest, he to be fair, people can to be fair, I don't like Mo Salah's, let's say, way of playing. But if I'm gonna be honest, he is still a good player, and
he's a good player.
I'm just saying, to some people, and he will still go out as one of the best wingers in the league, because what he has done, a lot of wingers cannot. It's not really easy to give a lot of output. He's all good with the dribble. He's all good with the skills, dribbling. I test that, but yeah.
No, he's been effective, but when you actually look at Premier League winners, no offense, he hasn't done any more than what he scored more goals, maybe, and got a few more.
Of course.
But in terms of his achievements, he hasn't done too much more than what Duff did for us.
Oh yeah, of course.
I won 2 Premier Leagues back to back. Where did Salah win a league back? 2 leagues back to back.
Yeah, but when you just look at the player alone, that's why.
Oh no!
That's what I'm just talking about.
Player. I like him. And I'm not being funny. I actually thought it was a shame when we let him go, because he's actually a very, very good player. I like Mo Salah.
No, we had to let him go. He was okay.
He wasn't good enough then. We let him go.
Good enough at all. I remember.
It's that simple. Like, look at Chelsea, look at bro. You're not fucking dropping Salah back then. You're not dropping Hazard to make space for Salah. You're crazy. It's that simple.
And Wolfie, what people need to understand as well, when it comes to these sort of conversations about, we should have kept this player, he would have been this. Now look at my Liverpool. Football doesn't work. Football does not work like that. What you need to understand, a lot of a lot of players will grow depending on, let's say, the environment that allows them to, let's say, develop their skills. It's not all the time a player you have to like rely on and trust he could become the next thing. I feel that's what a lot of football fans are saying, especially Chelsea fans, because they look at the Kevin De Bruyne or Mo Salah. If we didn't give them chances, especially I've seen with this new the new fan base now. They're like, oh, we didn't give
You
them
mean the ones
chances.
that weren't there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
That's what I like about people. Everyone will talk about how good Chelsea was, and the first thing,
Oh
well,
my
Roman
god.
Abramovich, I'll be like, excuse me,
Yeah, we need to talk about the Roman
1905 got
because we were talking about it.
2004.
We were talking about the Roman thing. I remember, but like, if I'm gonna be honest, I do hear your point when it comes to the Roman era. There's some stuff that he did where,
Right.
you know,
Okay. Right.
maybe,
This is what I actually wanted to talk about because and this is what I
yeah.
wanted to have a rant and rave about because this is I don't often have a rant and rave, but you know what? Fuck it. Today I'm gonna have one of those days
Go on.
because no, it's not gonna be no no kind of thing because I'm not built that way. But I will explain and articulate myself very well. So all I'm gonna simply say is when I've heard all these people nowadays, particularly about I don't mind if you're blue co out or if you're blue co in or if you're Enzo in or Enzo out. But let's be honest, when you look at all successful football teams over the last 30 years, it never stems from the board whether they're winners or not. It always stems from the managers and the players. And you can track success all over Europe in certain leagues for managers. I'll give you a great example. Carlo Ancelotti. When he was in Italy, Serie A was a good force, like we were just talking about. When he went to the time frame, maybe 2008, 2009, when AC Milan took a Champions League off Liverpool. He left, or things down there went down south, as obviously what JK mentioned with the World Cup thing. He came to England 2010, done a very fantastic, arguably the best season I've ever seen as a Chelsea fan. We annihilated teams, and we played Liverpool, Chelsea. Sorry, we played Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, and Spurs away and home and won every single game. You know what I mean? Like, so it was like, and every team that beat us away, when they come to Stamford Bridge, they got absolutely destroyed. You know what I mean? Sunderland beat us, I think,
Yeah, it was a
2-1 when
fortress
they come
back then.
when they come to Stamford Bridge, they got annihilated 7-0. Villa beat us 3-2. When they come to Stamford Bridge, they got annihilated 7-2.
We
It
beat
wasn't
Wigan
even
8-0.
close. So, you know, and then you fast forward a couple of years, you know what I mean? He falls out of grace at Chelsea, goes to Everton, then he ends up at Real Madrid or whatever else. He wins a Champions League, and that brings Spain back into the equation. You can actually follow the success of clubs and countries from the managers, brother. Seriously. Actually deep foot, and I'm sick and tired of right, okay. I've never seen, and I said this to JK, and I'm not afraid, I've never seen a board member kick a ball in my life.
Yeah, of
So,
course.
winning mentality comes from the board. You're an idiot.
But then, Wolfie, look at the managers we have and the players we have now.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing on that. That's just the
Yeah,
obvious flaw of the owner's plans. Yes,
exactly.
I appreciate that. Are we going to get these guys out by spending 5.5 billion on a takeover and buyout? No, we're not. You've seen the
But then,
protest. Man United fans have been protesting for nearly a decade. The Glazers are still sitting there.
yeah,
Do
of course.
yourself a favor. Don't waste your fucking time with protests. It won't work.
We don't know though.
What do you mean you don't know that?
You know, you know what it
JK,
is.
you buy a yard, yeah?
Mm.
You get 50 people marching up and down your street saying they want you out. What's your first question you're going to turn around and say to them? Fuck you, I pay rent for this place.
Wolfie, you know what I'm going to say?
Be my guest.
When do you want me to leave?
You're a damn liar. You're just trying to say that to
No.
make me look bad. You're a damn liar. This guy's a damn liar. I refuse to accept that answer. This guy's a damn liar.
Listen, Wolfie, the thing is this. I think it just depends on the way you protest. I think all this thing of standing out, walking around, unless you hurt them where it hurts them, pockets, if they're not getting money, this is
Bro,
why I
these
boycott
guys have
games.
multi-billion-dollar industries.
No,
Like,
but then Wolfie, what you need to understand is that these guys have investors. It's not like
right.
it's not really a thing where
Right, JK, we're in massive
they're
financial
owning most of the money.
We have massive financial instability at the moment at Chelsea. Me and JPT spent nearly a year talking about this. This is why Champions League and that's so important. They're still trying to rebuild the club. Do you
They're not
understand?
rebuilding. They're not
Anyone
really
here
rebuilding
understand that
anything.
concept?
They're not
Huh?
rebuilding anything.
Of course they are.
Rebuilding what? What
But
are
they
they
haven't even
rebuilding?
got a shirt sponsor yet.
So why is it taking him 4 years? He's not taking him 4 years,
Well, this is where
and it
we
takes
want to
him
know
4
the
years.
answers to the questions. Like this
So
is
why
where the
did they
floor
lose?
comes in.
So why did they lose the three sponsor? Because we won in Champions League.
Well,
That's
that's
the
fair
issue.
enough. And then you get a sponsor that covers. Bro, I hear that, but then why didn't we get a sponsor for this year when we were in the Champions League?
Because they kept because of the debt that they caused. That's the thing. That's the debt that they accumulated over time.
Well, I
That
think
was
that's
the
the debt
issue.
they inherited, to be
And they
honest.
couldn't afford. Now they can't afford. They can't afford a sponsor. I'm still don't know what's gonna happen to the Jordan shirt thing. It's not gonna happen. It was all lies. And the thing is with these guys, I don't think you know how much they spend on PR. That's the issue. These news
Oh, I
outlets
think
that exactly. I think that's another thing as well. The PR as well. I think that's money that they're not going to talk about. No one's going to really talk about it, to be honest. At the same time, journalists get paid to just spout whatever the club tells them. If I'm going to be honest, so that's one part of the aspect. That's an aspect there. But at the same time, I hear I hear where you're coming from. But
But
then
yeah.
your point about Roman Abramovich. The thing is, with Roman Abramovich, you need to
Oh, I ain't made
understand.
my point yet. I will in a minute, though.
This is the thing about the manager. You said about the manager and players. That's true, and I agree. The thing is this: when you're a recruiter and you're recruiting someone for the job, people always have things to back up that you can be suitable for a role. Especially when it comes to winning in a football club like Chelsea. Back then, Roman Abramovich prioritizes winning. If you have a certain vision for your a club that you own, let's say you're an owner for a football club, if you stick to a vision, you're always going to get the result. So if you want to be a winning club, you'll be a winning club,
Hmm.
and it will pay off. But these owners, they came in, they didn't want to win. Let's be honest, the sole aim was for them to just get their profit, and to it's a business basically, and they wanted to treat
Well,
this as
that will
more
help
of
us
an
in the long run as well. But for the short term, the fans will be pissed off.
exactly. That's the thing. But then if you look at it, you need to understand, it's deeper than that now, because I don't think we in the future. I think it's looking a bit dark in a sense of. Massa, get off my lawn.
That's the Gran Torino, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what JP's talking about as well.
There you go. Hey, but the thing is, this is the problem.
Oh my god.
This is what JPT is saying. Best protest is not to do anything. Don't buy kits. Don't
Yeah,
buy tickets.
exactly. That's all it is.
But the problem is, with that,
Mm.
we all hurt the club. And I mean, like, at a time where they really don't need to be hurt. The French invasion is coming to London. We'll make scene, but the bridge will be a fall. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, my God. Now, JPT is Clint Eastwood and granting it. Hey, stop looking at my burrito if you know what's good for you. Get off my lawn. Was that one burrito you had? Or two? I'm not sure. I lost count on the excitement. But, yeah, sorry, Jake. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, sorry, I was just going downstairs. So what I was saying is like, what was I gonna say?
Well, you were saying about the board and the mentality, and you're right. It did
Yeah,
come from the
exactly.
players,
Your
but
mentality needs to be set. At least start. To be fair, I'm not someone to say Roman was perfect. No, Roman wasn't perfect. To be fair, I was having a go at Roman at some point in the way he was kind of,
well, in the 20
how
years
should I
we were
say
in
it?
charge, in the 20 years he was in club in charge of the Premier of Chelsea in the Premier League, bro. We only won it 5 times out of 20. That's not brilliant.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna be honest, this is where I wanted us to improve in the league a bit more, especially when he was here. I remember Wolfie, there was a time where even when the ownership wasn't here, we were all having a go at Roman as in like, why
Right.
is there no stability in the league? We were
Listen. To ask
saying
you a question.
all we were saying was, oh, we're third, we're always in the top four. But then at the same time, is this
What? We finished 13th under Roman Abramovich. Was it
10th?
10th? I remember it
It
was
was 10th.
really low down. At least
Yeah, but
what
that was once in this that was once in a decade. It was we only that was
do
a
you mean for
season.
a team like Chelsea, but that's unacceptable?
It
We were
wasn't
doing what
acceptable.
we were doing back then. What Spurs are doing now, being shit. Hazard, 1 goal for an entire season in the
Yeah, but that
Premier
was one
League. Do
season.
people forget that?
Yeah, but that was one season.
Yeah,
Our
but it still
season,
happened. That's my point. It's not like
no,
none of
but
this
then
stuff didn't
Wolfie,
happen under Abramovich too.
and I
Like this is
know we
this is my
understand
point.
that, but then the thing is this: not every running business is always gonna have ups, and it's not always gonna be like running smoothly, unless you know that the intent there. At least you know the intent there is to win, and you know you're trying your best. Sometimes it won't go wrong, but then with these guys, you see there's no intent at all. They know what they're doing. This
No,
is
they're
the
being
thing.
over clever. But the thing is,
Yeah, that
they
exactly. They're
have
being
different
too over
restrictions.
clever. They want to lie. And Wolfie, the thing that annoys me is the lies. That's the thing. You can't
Ah,
come in
yeah,
and
no,
say
that
this,
yeah, I
this, that,
can't
and
really
the other.
do some
Wolfie, it's
bullshit.
the lies. It's the constant lies and contradictions, the PR nonsense, this, that, and the other. And this is where fans are fed up. They're right to be fed up. They have the right to. It's not like people can say, "Oh, this is why we can't really be careful how you." Okay, how should I say this kindly? You need to be careful in the way you tell people how to talk on Roman or this that, because at the same time, you know the intent. You know the intent from Roman. Although there were bad
Ah,
stuff going on, the intent
yeah,
from Roman was to win. It was positive.
yeah,
Although
yeah.
although stuff negative stuff happened in that season, we get it. But
Mm.
then, if I'm gonna be honest, which club has not had this sort of, let's say, up and down during a winning time, unless you know that the owners have the intent to win. That's all right. So we can't really complain on Roman. Roman, he
Well,
got
the
us a
thing
lot
is,
of
you can
trophies.
still argue we've won under the 3 seasons they've been in full ownership. We've won 3 trophies.
What under Roman?
No, under the new ownership. Because don't forget, didn't we win the Super Cup under them? Didn't we win the Club World
No, we
Championship under
didn't.
them twice?
No, no, we didn't win the Super Cup under. We
Yeah,
didn't.
I swear, wasn't it Tuchel's? Wasn't it? No, was
Roman
it?
was there. Roman
No,
was in
was
Abu
it Roman?
Dhabi.
Was it Roman?
Yeah, we only
Well, we
won
still
two
won the Europa
trophies,
League
but then
Conference and the Club World Cup. So
we
people
understand. But
consider that a
Wolfie,
trophy.
let's not take these you know these trophies, the Conference League,
No, I
and
told
now
you
the
it's a
Club World
trophy,
Cup
bro.
is starting to open my eyes a bit
They're
more. I
not the
mean,
top ones, but they're trophies, brother.
they're trophies, and I agree. This is the thing, but then I just think the future looks really, really bleak, in my opinion. Because now you're having reports that the best players are wanting to leave. You know this international break. I'm telling you. And
Mm-hmm.
after this season, I wouldn't be surprised if we finish 10th. You know the reason why?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at it, when you're already hearing rumors about players leaving, like Opama, Cucurella,
Bye.
especially the players we look
Bye,
to.
Palmer. Bye, Coot. You ain't done
Yeah,
nothing
exactly.
for my
That's
club.
fine. Yeah, I
Bye.
don't really care. That's fine. They can thrive. I'll be happy if they go.
I've had
But
Frank
then if you look
Lampard.
at
Who's
it,
Cole Palmer, bro? Fuck off. You're a
then
Man
you're gonna
City
have
agent.
players.
Piss
But then
off.
Wolfie, then you're
That's
gonna
the
have
game.
players that are playing for moves. Then they're gonna start playing for moves. Next thing you know, the whole team is not performing well, and then you're gonna start losing game after game after game after game. Like, yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
I hear
we're
what you're
gonna
saying.
donate trophies to Arsenal. The future's not looking good. But I'm not mad because I know what to expect. To be honest, I'm not too mad. I don't really care when it comes to Chelsea. It's
Nah,
nonsense.
I'm not mad because I've seen this before.
I know
That's
you've
why I
seen it
said
exactly. You've seen this before.
I've seen this before when Ken Bates was in charge. So that's why this is why I say if you're an older Chelsea head, this kind of shit ain't new. This is part and part of football. This is what
Yeah, I know.
this is what I can't stand about modern Chelsea fans. You fucking idiots are entitled to think that you'd win. You wouldn't like it if a girl come up to you on a first date and said she was entitled to your bank account. So why does it apply to football trophies?
But
You
then
have to
Wolfie, why?
fucking earn it.
Why can't they get angry?
Well, this is the difference you were talking about. You said about intent. Regardless of how much intent Roman did, he didn't make us a winner, bruv. Jose Mourinho did that. This is what I said about when the mentality stems from the players.
This this is the thing. But without Mourinho, the thing is,
No,
would
it's
we
not.
get
It's not,
Mourinho if
it's
Roman
not
was
just
there?
about Mourinho. They've got the wrong problem. The problem we've got with this board is they're trying to do their style in the wrong way, if you like. Because if you're gonna have a bunch of like 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, then you got to have a world-class manager there to make sure that they're looking after them and covering their mistakes. Because
They're not gonna give him a world class manager. That's the
well,
thing.
that's why the project will never work then. But at the end of the day, long story short, I can see the project and I don't love my club any less because they're fucking up. If I had a baby and a child and she got up, she tried to walk and she fell over, I wouldn't be upset because she didn't do it. Where's the logic in that? You try and you fail, bruv. Like, you know what I mean? All these people that say, oh, Chelsea, they should have won something. Yeah, fucking hell. What have you achieved in life where you can turn around and say that? What job do you work? Are you a fucking high-flying pilot or something? You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
makes you so special to dictate that? How fucking dare you? Look at Chelsea's history. Over the last 60 years, we've won 6 Premier League trophies. There's
Then
no fucking governance there, bro.
then if you have that mentality, what's the point of fans paying their
No.
money?
It's not about mentality.
No,
What's
but it's
the
true.
difference between mentality and realization of one situation? We have that mentality, no problem, but we know the board are hamstringing themselves. The thing is, why are the board hamstringing themselves? What's going on that we're not seeing? This is why I said about all the fallout from Roman. There's a bit of a double-edged sword. Yes, we got the trophies, but half the reason why we're so totally fucked up at the moment is because our finances are screwed up. Who controlled that for the last 20 years prior to this regime? Roman Abramovich, because now they've changed. Because basically, back then, people didn't give a fuck about where football teams got their money. Now that because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry and the scrutiny on it's far tighter, we as a club now have to answer for that while Roman is long gone.
Yeah,
There were people. Listen, if some people had their way, bruv, we would have had all those titles taken off of us, and we would have been relegated. True or false?
we don't know that. Let me tell you the reason. They ain't gonna relegate Chelsea.
Well,
Do you
people
think the
called
Premier
for it.
League,
People said, well,
the
we
Premier
got a
League don't need?
10.5 million fine. Last week when it got declared, people said we got off likely and we should have been relegated and flushed
But
down the
Wolfie,
toilet because of
if they
transfer.
really wanted to relegate Chelsea, Man City would have been relegated already. Right
Oh,
now.
no. They got better PR than us, bro. We're the bad boys. They haven't been exposed for dirt, bro. But remember, we're the bad boys of the Premier League.
But
Everyone
Wolfie,
hates
they've got
us.
extra PR because this is the thing. If you look at the so-called top 6 teams, people say the top 6 teams right now. If you look at it, it's what's generating the money when it comes to the Premier League views, this, that, and the other. And if
TV
you look
money.
at it, football right now, especially the Premier League, is a monopoly. This is the issue, which means they're not. This is the thing. Like the big six right now, they're not going to get relegated at all. Any liquidation, that's not going to happen. These rules that when it comes to punishments, any punishment that we get is going to be light. Because if you look at it,
You affect
like
the brand.
it's going to affect the brand. That's the thing. That's the main
And
thing.
that's why the Premier League will stay shit, because they'll do anything to
Thank you.
protect the brand
Exactly.
instead of improving
It's
it.
going to stay rubbish. That's the thing. So
And it's
yeah,
not just a Chelsea problem, by the way. Like we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, it's an English league problem. They are the Farmers League of Europe now, people. You know why? Just because you're a rich farmer doesn't make you the best baller.
it don't make you it don't make you the best. I've said it for
Sorry,
years. The Premier League's not good. It's not entertaining to watch. It's not.
bruv,
It's
the
not.
Premier League is de-evolved, bruv. Are
Listen,
you mad? Bruv, we were talking about teams
evolved.
with free-flowing football and all that, and now everyone's talking about who can do the longest fucking throw on and who's good at set pieces.
It's a trends-based thing. Everyone wants to copy the
Or
sheep league.
reversed.
You want to call it a monopoly league? It's a sheep league.
Well, the thing is, that's the problem. You said about a monopoly. That's exactly what they've tried to avert by changing all the rules. Because, that's why we used to have what we could call the top 4. You had Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, City, whatever else. And it was just those 5 or 6 clubs battling it out. Occasionally, Everton in there with a sniff. But then they changed
Leicester
the
as well.
rules where, the clubs with their millionaire owners or billionaire owners couldn't force their money into the game and buy ridiculous squads. That's another reason why Abramovich fucked up. And going back to Abramovich, this isn't a guy that did everything correct.
Yeah, even before he bought Chelsea,
It's not even that. No. I'm not looking to. I'll just analyze his. Look what he did with Shevchenko. He didn't buy him because he was good for us, or he bought him because he said to he's good, his best mate. You know what? I own a football team. You really should come and play for us because you're my friend. You'll fit in great. We're winners just like you are. And Mourinho was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I had Drogba. I had my star. Why are you bringing this guy here for? Enzo, yeah, he can fuck off to Madrid. You've done nothing for Chelsea. You won a Europa League conference. Fucking whoopee doo. The only World Cup you won for us, bro, was a fucking post-season tournament. You didn't win no fucking World Cup for us. You won a World Cup for Argentina. He can
You can
fuck
go,
off,
man.
bro.
It's fine. I remember Melina said I like Cucurella. I don't really like any player, to be honest. I'm gonna be so real.
No, I know we couldn't
And
like them, but we'll
I
just.
know, but like,
They're not great.
like,
They're not the best. They're not the
remember
best
when
players
back
in the
then you
world.
had an attachment? Okay, no homo, but like you had some sort of
Oh, come on,
attachment
we're
to a
big men
player.
here, bro. We're not gonna. I ain't
No,
gonna
no,
say.
no, 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 not like that. When you inspire to be, let's say, when you're playing football, I
Mm.
inspire to be like Messi or Ronaldinho.
Yeah, you're
I like the
idols.
way this.
None of these
Yeah,
bastards are
idols. You
idols,
have,
bro. None
yeah,
of these bastards are idols.
not attached,
Van Dijk.
not attached, but you don't really look up to these players as much now. Like a lot of them are just there for the bag. I feel that they're just all doing a job. That's all it is. If I'm gonna be
That's what
honest
I
with you,
said earlier, bruv. How many of these
and if you look
players
at
is
it,
stuck
Wolfie,
in a job?
there's a lot of these players that they've not really liked football, ever really liked
Right.
football like
You know
that.
what? Right. You know how I know football died? When they stopped doing Brazil adverts.
Yeah,
You know, I can
that's a good
imagine a
point.
couple of people that were looking at me thinking, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Now, back in the day, right when I was growing up in the 90s, early 2000s, like Jonga Benito and all that kind of stuff, you always got something that reminded you what football was about. Normally, it would be the Brazilian football team going through an airport or something like that, and then you'd hear it. It's cool. You know, someone's doing some kick ups. They've just not
Remember
made.
the 2014 adverts, the World
Bruv,
Cup
all
adverts?
that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. The Max Scorpion adverts, you know, the Jungle Benito ones, like the 2000 and the ones they did for 2010, but even some of the ones they did for 2014 World Cup as well, when it was back in
yeah.
Brazil as well. Before that humiliating night against Germany, that was another one of those football beatings that was just Brazil versus Germany, boy. That 7-1.
Yeah.
They brought it back, changed it from Younger Benito to something whack. R.I.P. There you go. The Pepsi ads, bro. Yeah, the Pepsi
The
ads. When
Pepsi
he's
ads,
like,
yeah.
hey,
I was about to say
Beckenbauer.
that.
And he's like, Beckenbauer. And you see this black and white image run onto the pitch. He's like, huh?
Remember the football boot ads? The football boot ads with Neymar. A lot of them with
Yeah,
Neymar
cool.
on it. See?
Bruv, I'll never forget the original Predator. Was it Van? Well, who is it? Was it Del Piero? I can't remember. Who was it? I need to
It
speak
was
to
Del
someone
Piero.
older. Was it Del Piero with the old Predator boots and all them
Yeah,
kind of
it was
things?
Del Piero.
That, bruv,
It was Del Piero.
bruv, I remember when I was like 2013, like, or even further, way further back than that, when I was really gassed on football, like 2005, 6, all them time there, bruv. I used to live from one weekend to another, bruv. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't tell me that Premier League football now is exciting to watch like it was back
It's
then.
not,
No way.
man, it's not.
You name
It's
me
really
one
not.
player, even remotely, who has 10% of the skill that Messi or Ronaldinho or Ronaldo had. Like,
Do you
what?
know what? It's not only the
No, it's
Premier
not
League as
there.
well. Like, even if you look at the way the UCL was meant, the UCL people would say is more entertaining than ever because of the way they're doing the format. Not really like
No.
the players.
Embarrassing teams by beating them 8-0 doesn't make it more entertaining, bruv. That's just embarrassing one team to another.
Oh yeah, of course. It's not about that. It's just about the way the format is played. It's not. If you look at the UCL back then, you had a lot of the stars there.
No, well, the thing is, the
So many to
UCL
pick
in its
from.
original format, you had to win to be in it. It wasn't
Oh yeah, of
gifted.
course.
Because when
That's
it
the
was
thing.
actually the European Cup, before it became the Champions League, when they reformatted it, I think 96, 95, or just around those times, you actually it was called the Cup Winners' Cup. And you
Yeah,
actually
the
had
Cup Winners'
to
Cup.
be a winner to be in it. If you weren't a league champion, you weren't fucking in it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like now, like you were going back to about money and TV rights. That's the only reason why. Because I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, Super League, where it could benefit. What do you fucking think the Champions League is? All they're doing is expanding the format so they can cram bigger teams in. From how do I get someone from Belgium tuning in? I know I'll make the Champions League have 52 teams in it, and I'll have the top 3 teams from Belgium, the top 3 teams from Holland, the top 3 teams from England, the top 3 teams from Spain, the top 3 teams from Portugal, and I'll put them all in there. Then I'll have all those audience tuning in. It's got fuck all to do with performance and football. It's to do with making. This is why they want to
It's
add more
quantity.
tournaments during the season, bro.
It's quantity and money. That's it.
Exactly,
for
and
some
that's the
people.
reason why the football suffers, because these guys look at modern footballers, bruv. They're fragile beings, bruv.
Yeah.
They're fragile beings compared to what they used to be. Bruv, Roy Keane was right, bruv. How many mans would Roy Keane and man like that break in half nowadays? Because
Yeah.
they're just so Can you imagine like a fully fledged Roy Keane tackle on someone like Reece James? His career's done.
It's because you know what it is. It's so when it comes to footballers in general, it's much more deeper than just the player. It's the way they've been trained. It's much
They
different.
think they're superstars, bro. They think they're rock stars,
Exactly,
but they're not.
Wolfie. Remember the time? Remember the time we spoke about this? How Brazilians used to train football back then, with,
Mm-hmm.
like on the streets, no shoes at all, concrete, playing football with
Futsal.
their bare feet. It's all
Futsal,
gone.
bro.
Back then in England, it was muddy pitches,
Alleyways.
hard tackles, alleyways. Yes,
Tight
all of those,
stone
they're
concrete
all gone.
alleyways, bro.
They
Walls.
don't. These players don't know what it's like to suffer, like break a leg while playing football, and then have your parents come out and just worry. They don't know. They don't know. It's these stuff like it's little stuff like this. That's the thing. It's just the way they've been brought up as well. It's deeper than just that. A lot of these players that we've idolized now, they've had football tough growing up. That's the thing. And remember back then, you go back home with cuts in your arm, and your mum wonders. It's
Mm-hmm.
these little things. Your mum wonders, oh, where did you get that cut from?
Bro,
You
I
come back.
remember when I used to go play. I'm not gonna say it was, but every now and then we would play a group of boys that used to come around the man, and we used to give him a game of football. And there was one brother that tried to say something about my mum, and I always used to fucking leave a harder tackle than him than I ever did everybody else. And I floored him once or twice, bro. And I'm not being funny. I'm one of those ones that if I want to kick you, I'm just gonna fucking lamp. I'm gonna do it subtle like, but I'm gonna lamp you on.
And Wolfie, this is the issue. And if you look at it now, players now, especially when they get at the age of 6, 7, what all they do is just get into a football academy, dribble past cones. They do the 1-2 tap, one touch
But
passing.
even with that though, that's not enough because you can still see all these guys making
It's not
mistakes.
enough at all. You
Because
need
you
to
know
do
what
it
the
raw.
difference is between that. Right, this is the difference from what I've seen. That, and I think JK just hit a nail on the head there when he thinks the superstardom gets to their brains, right? And this is why I kind of mocked when people said about, oh, Cole Palmer wants to leave. Bruv, as far as I'm concerned, all Cole Palmer's done this year is fill the injury bench, and every now and then when we played a shit team, he comes on and does that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, even when we got battered by PSG, yes, he may have scored, but you can snap. People say, oh, but Cole Palmer's going to leave because Chelsea. Bro, he was part of that. You're part of that failure. Don't try and act like you were separated from the rest of the group and you weren't there and you're above. Reece James has won a Champions League. What the fuck have you won?
Yeah.
World Club Cup. What?
So I don't like the overprotection on Cole Palmer. I remember saying it
Bro,
as
the
well.
reason why he gets protection is because he's a fucking England media hype boy. They're hoping it's coming home. It's one day that he might turn up in a final fucking somewhere. It's fucking media ass kissing, bro. I don't do that shit. Cole Palmer wants to leave. Bye. I ain't DJ
Yeah, I don't care.
Bye.
To be fair, they can leave what they want. To be honest, I
Realistically,
don't.
hasn't João Pedro taken this guy's spot anyway?
Yeah.
Facts.
But to be honest,
Let's
yeah,
talk
Wolfie, I
facts.
can't lie.
João Pedro smoking fucking Cole Palmer right now. You ain't got nothing. Bye. I got João Pedro. Bye. Off you go.
Yeah.
All you're going to be is a headache and a problem later. Off you go, Cole. Don't worry, I've already got a man that will score to me 25 goals a season. Because if fucking, can you imagine that guy? And this is the thing, and other people, if Liam can get fucking João Pedro banging 10, 15 goals in like 20 appearances, like 25 matches odd, like supposedly, like what can a really world class manager do for him?
Yeah. To be fair, they don't. Palmer doesn't want to be here. I said this from day one. Like,
well, fuck off then.
he doesn't want to be here.
I ain't gonna cry at you. I've had Hazard.
No one's gonna cry.
Bye. You ain't no one to me. Off you go. You ain't won no Premier Leagues. You ain't won no Champions Leagues. Off you go. You're a good player. Robin was a good player. You're not more talented than what Robin was.
Yeah.
No, bruv, Robin was the ultimate right winger. If you want to talk about Salah being arguably one of the best in Premier League history, you could argue that Robin was one of the best in world football, hands down, because no one liked that guy cutting off the right hand. If you let that guy cut in and shoot, you're in trouble. Full stop.
Robin was the best.
Iron Robin is, go and watch football.
Him at Chelsea
you
and
never
Bayern
let that guy cut inside because he'll score. And that's the thing. Robins, the Ribéry's, when they were playing in Germany and they were banging 15, 20 goals a season, they didn't get the cock sucking that Salah gets now. They were just told they were bang average players. So,
yeah.
Sorry. I like.
You know,
Don't get me wrong, I rate Mo Salah. Good footballer. Don't get me wrong, but is he the best right winger I've seen? No. No.
Wolfie, remember our Queens Park Rangers player called he's Moroccan, El Tarib.
Yeah, Tarib. Yeah, I
El
remember.
Talarib. El Talarib. I remember he used to be someone that has been called, even him right now. Him right now will clear any sort of player in this day and age, right now, if I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was incredible. The thing is this he got really overlooked because he was in Queens Park Rangers, and then from there his
Just
career
sometimes
kind
what
of went
happens, got
down.
really talent, but just don't get their chance. That's true. That's very
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
I've
And he
seen
was
it for
someone who was
myself
just
as
not
well. I've
ready
seen it
yet,
for myself.
Wolfie.
It's
That's
horrible.
someone who's not ready yet, by the way. And this is back then where you had a lot of talent. But this El Reeb guy right now, he would be the best. He would be one of the best attackers in
Just
the
make
world
sure you
right now.
wash it, Tony. Just make sure you wash it because we all have to have clean palms.
Exactly. But yeah,
like, just
but you
read
know
what
what
he
I'm
says.
saying though. Like it's like you hit the nail and you hit the nail on the head when you talked about Ribery and them lot being classed as average. But these players right now, in today's day and age, they clear any player. They'll be the
Bro,
best player.
look up someone like Bakula, bruv, who plays for PSG right now. He's hands down better than Garnacho, Neto, any
Who?
winger you can think of in England. He would probably smoke them. Even Saka. Saka can't dribble like Bakula can.
Oh yeah, of course he can't.
He can't. He just can't,
He
bruv. He
can't.
can
He
bring it
can't.
on his left foot, but he can't go at a man like how. Look how Balakila was going at us left and right, bruv. Using both feet, bending
Yeah,
man up, doing dummies. You don't see Saka doing shit like that.
you don't.
But yet, Saka's great and Bakula's average because he plays for France in the Farmers League.
Farmers League.
Hey, bruv, you've heard people
You know,
say
ask
it.
people what's a Farmers League.
Well,
I asked them.
considering you think about there's more English farming towns in England than there ever was in places like Germany and things like that. So, like, Yorkshire, known for farming tea. Come on, bro.
But
Oh,
you know
mate.
what? Their definition is a team that just dominates the league and then no one else competes. No,
Well, the thing
that's
is,
not.
by that case, then, if you're looking at that, when you're talking about a
Then the
management.
Premier League's been a Farmers League for 4 years. Then
No, right. I'll tell you what. You know when the Premier League became a Farmers League when Pep started dominating it,
yeah,
and
that's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what
everyone
I'm
said
saying.
Klopp was the only competition. What do you mean Klopp? When fucking Pep come, he lost to Conte.
Yeah, Wolfie,
Conte
that's my
and Pep
point.
showed up at the same time. Conte took a team that was 13th and took them back to first. But Pep needed to go off and spend 600 mil. Oh, yeah. And all he did really was buy Marcus Alonso for the left-hand side, who was like 14.5 mil.
I mean, he bought Kante as well.
No, Kante was already there for Mourinho.
Was he? No, he won the league with Leicester.
Yeah, but didn't he come to us after that? Because he was there for a season, wasn't he? Then Conte come.
Yeah, 15-16,
wasn't that
we
the
finished
season we
10th.
did?
And
He
then,
was there the season we did.
and then he came to us after. Yeah, he came to us when Conte came in. Yeah.
So, all right. So Conte, Marcus Alonso. I think the other, because realistically, I think you're thinking. Aren't you thinking about when? Nah, man. I swear you're thinking about when he came to sign for us in 2014-15, when Mourinho was there, and he bought Conte and he bought Diego Costa and he bought Fabregas.
Was Kante there in 2014-15?
I think when did Leicester? No, he was there when Leicester won the league, isn't it? So it's between that time period. Because
and then after that,
no, you're right. Because we bought him the season we finished 13th. We bought him from Leicester when they won the league, and then the following season under Conte. Yeah, you're right. Excuse me, you're right. You're right because their league title is sandwiched in between ours. So you're right.
Yeah, and then Drinkwater came in 17-18 season after.
Yeah, he came after. Yeah, but he was
yeah. He's wasted.
I feel sorry for Daniel. Another player who's misprofile. He was a talented player. He could use both feet, but just like Lukaku. The problem he had, he was misprofiled. When he was signed for us, if he was playing on the halfway line as an advanced forward or an off-the-shoulder centre forward, where he could be allowed to run with a centre back instead of running at a centre back.
Yes.
Where he could beat them for pace and beat them off the ball. Because that was the problem with Tuchel that I never understood. And even Conte mentioned it afterwards. Like when he said to him about what do you, because this is when he was manager of Spurs, and he said to him, "What do you think the problem is with Lukaku at Chelsea?" And he said, "Well,
And
you can clearly see they're not using him right. He needs to play
Wolfie,
off someone's shoulder. They use him as
and
a
I
target
feel,
man."
and Wolfie, and this is why this is something I forgot to tell you. When it came to the Roman era, and yes, I spoke about intent of winning, but then I felt like there was some stuff he did wrong. And
Bro,
then I remember
they,
during that
they
time,
assumed because he was big and black like Drogba, bro, he could do the
yeah,
same job. And
but
it
then
wasn't just,
also,
that's not me being horrible. That's what they thought. They thought because he
but
was
then
like a
Wolfie, if you
Drogba
remember,
clone.
Roman had this thing of buying the best players and everything. But then my issue was with that during that time was, are we buying them just because we're buying them, or is it just because
No, it made
I don't
sense.
know.
No, it made
It
sense.
makes
At the
no, but the
time, it
Lukaku
made sense.
didn't. Lukaku didn't make sense. Let me tell you why. He didn't suit the way Tuchel wanted to play, and
That
there's
I
so many
agree.
players I could say. There's so many players I could say, especially the strikers. They failed strikers under Roman Abramovich. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
We
but the thing
brought
is that the system was never set up for the Higuains, all
they were
them lot.
never
The system was never set up for them. It was set
Timo
up for people
Werner as
like
well.
Diego Costa, Drogba, people that could muscle centre backs, and those sort of
Remember
type of forwards
Morata?
can't do it.
Look
Yeah,
at the
Morata.
way.
Yeah, but Morata could no, but Morata had good and bad days because one thing I feel sorry for about Morata was he did have the strength and stuff where he would get himself into good positions, but unfortunately, like Timo Werner, he would miss sitters.
But Roman Wolfie, this is the thing. Under Conte, remember
I do
we
remember.
cried for Morata. Morata should not be a lone striker. He should play next to a
No,
striker.
no, no. Yeah,
Look,
he always works better with somebody else. Laurent,
this is
when
the
he
thing
played
I
with
kept on
Llorente
saying. This is what we kept on saying. I remember, and we said, oh, we were saying to Conte, let's play Batshuayi with him and see how he does. It was
mm-hmm.
something like that, because I can see Batshuayi was a finisher at the time. If you remember, Batshuayi was
Yeah,
more of a
well,
finisher.
if you want to go
But then
even further back, you
Alvaro
can look at
Morata,
Elko Drogba. They used to play up top
Alvaro,
sometimes together.
Alvaro Morata's issue, I think mainly was because his finishing, his end product was terrible. He can do all the other
Sometimes,
stuff, but then when you saw him go to Atletico Madrid, you saw Diego Simeone utilize that properly. When it came to, let's say, playing off a man, holding the ball up, carrying the ball to feet, playing next to a striker,
mm-hmm.
you saw it and it worked. This
Well,
is
to
the
be honest,
thing,
how much more better players would Timo Werner and Kai Havertz been if they could just finish?
and that's the thing. But then the thing is this.
Little
This is
margin
why I
difference.
criticize on the. This is why I criticize on the Roman Abramovich. It was playing these big players without knowing their profile. That was the issue. So he would sign the old big signing, or let's say a Lukaku, and then I'll be like, is he going to do well? Is he going to flop?
I hear you,
This is the
Tony.
issue. So back then, I was actually very scared of. I was kind of scared of like the idea of going in for big signings, because a lot of them were failing, especially strikers. If you remember.
Yeah, but that depends on how they're utilising the systems they're
And
bought
and
for.
this is my issue. We didn't really look at the way they were utilized. And Lukaku, and then
I
you have
did.
the Lukaku incidents in the back in no back in Abramovich. Abramovich didn't do that. Or let's
Oh,
say,
him. Yeah, personally,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
That's why I said
Abramovich
players
didn't do
between
that,
systems. Yeah, yeah.
especially with Morata. With Morata as well, and then he brought in Higuain. Remember Higuain?
Well, there was that big mix-up, wasn't it, with that how because if you remember correctly, when that transfer window started, they were talking that shit about Marat was going to go United and Lukaku was going to come to us and
Yeah.
all that kind of, and then we ended up because originally when we were going to buy a Lukaku the second time around after was we ended up buying Morata instead. Remember? And then when that didn't work, that's when we signed Lukaku because
Another
apparently that,
thing we did a lot. Another thing we did a lot was sign players injured. Remember, we were the boss. I
yeah.
think we used to buy Bakayoko. The thing is, I don't know why we was Bakayoko really good when he came here
Well, the thing is with him, another
before.
one who got a severe injury in his leg.
Yeah, we
Because
always used to sign players injured.
Yuri Bakayoko was actually a decent player. It's just like Diaby for Arsenal was a similar player many years back. Just fitness and bad luck.
Yeah,
Because don't forget, if
but
you
then
remember, when he went to Italy and done all right, actually, Timo Bakayoko. He didn't do too badly because he was a powerful midfielder. It's just maybe the Premier League was a bit too quick for him. His
oh yeah, the
body.
Premier League was too quick for him. If I'm
Because
gonna
that,
be honest,
that was because you're talking because when you think about when Premier League was actually peak at its best, you probably say from about 2005 all the way up to about maybe, if you want to include the Liverpool era as well of rock and roll football, you could probably say all the way up to about maybe 2000.
2010-11 was alright.
Yeah, no, there was some good seasons
2012,
even for us.
16,
Like,
15.
bro, the Conte season, watching Pedro, Fabregas, Hazard, Etu, not Eto'o, sorry, Diego Costa, excuse me. Watching Pedro on and Eden Hazard on our
And
left and right
Pedro's a baller.
when they spread out, bro. That night against Everton, bro, I have never seen us tear a team apart. When we beat
the
Everton
5-0, the 5-0,
bro, the way
yeah,
we were
I
bro,
remember. That was a
Everton,
great game.
that was one of the. Don't get me wrong, I
That was a
know
great
it
game of
was
football.
5-0, but that was one of the great football kick-ins I've ever seen, bro. Because
Yeah,
it
I
was
agree.
skill,
It's one of the best games I've seen as well.
spins, 1-2s, back heels, the full itinerary of football, and everyone scored. Marcos Alonso scored, Pedro scored, Hazard scored twice. Fabregas was doing the little 1-2. Bruv, I'll never forget when it wasn't against them. I think it was against West Ham. When Hazard comes in, he plays 1-1-2 with Pedro. Then he can't pass it the ball. Then he plays another little 1-2 with Diego Costa, and then this
That was
man.
the away game, isn't it?
I think I can't remember, but I know they were cutting.
Yeah, we won the game. Yeah, we won that game 2-1.
And it was just
we won the league
1-2 after 1-2 after 1-2, bro. It looked like fucking. It was like a perfect triangle going towards the goal. It was fucking.
And this is my but Wolfie, this is my whole issue with Chelsea right now. We're trying to move away from the combinations and relationships that attackers build when it comes to, let's say, free roaming.
Big up Andrew Schürrle as well. One of the most underrated judges.
Yeah, Schürrle was unreal.
What a baller, bro! That guy would score a goal.
Schürrle was unreal, man.
Schürrle, that's another. You know what? Big up JPT. That's another guy we let to way too fucking early. And
bro, that German player was good.
No, we got the best out of Willian. Maybe Oscar we could have kept, but he wanted to leave.
Oscar was one of my favorite players. I think.
Bro, when that guy left for China, all I could say is at least he went to someone else in the Premier League. At least he showed a bit of loyalty and just fucked off to China, bro.
Yeah, I'm not Oscar's departure was sad though. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's the last great departure that hurt Chelsea fans. Actually, Bar Hazard.
It hurt me a lot, to be honest.
With Madrid, with Hazard to Madrid, you kind of expected it with Zidane and all that. But with the Oscar thing, we were kind of.
But then, if I'm gonna be honest, you know the way Oscar played, he was like my idol.
He scored twice, bro. Not once. He scored twice.
But Oscar was like my idol. Like I don't know where it was, but back then when
he was our Kaká, bro. He was our Kaká in the making, bro. That's what he was. He was our Kaká.
And I've always liked players like Kaká back in the day. That's why Kaká, I think, he's one of my favorite players of all time, in my opinion.
History, bro. Big up that guy, bro. Antonio Kaká, bro. He was a fucking.
I tell people that my favorite player is Kaká of all time. One of them. Like I think he's one of my top 2. But then they all look at me as if I'm mad. That guy is underrated.
Bro.
But and Wolfie, I'm glad that you said that. The player I saw that was the most closest to him was Oscar. If I'm gonna be honest, at Chelsea,
he kind of looks like he's got his frame.
But then the way he plays, so agile on the ball, such a great dribbler. He can.
The only thing I would say, incredible. Kaká had a lot more natural ability, and it was a bit quicker and stronger. That's the only thing I would say.
No, but the thing is, Oscar had the potential to be something really good. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
if he had stayed longer, we're talking about Premier League icon. I'm telling you.
Well,
but it's just unfortunate.
Really, I'm not being really sad. That anyway, because unfortunately, like just to balance that equation, because it wasn't that bad, we got rid of Oscar and then we brought in Fabulous Fabregas, so it balanced out, bro. Because I'm not being funny. He did way more for us than he ever did for Arsenal. He won 2 league titles with us. So
of course.
Because let's not forget that guy could pot, bro. Cesc Fabregas, bro.
Oh yeah, I like Fabregas.
What a baller, bruv. What a ball. And that was what was beautiful about that Mourinho/Conte team. You had the rough and tough of like Diego Costa. You had the grace and silk of like a Pedro. You had the spontaneousness and like that just a burst of explosive like talent that was Eden Hazard. You had the rock solid of like Matic and obviously Kante behind, because that's one thing a lot of people. That's another underrated baller as well. Nemanja Matic. He was a solid. There's a reason why Mourinho took him to Man. Don't let that foolish Man United club and silly like dictation of that team fool you. Matic was a baller, bro. Look at that goal he scored against Tottenham in the FA Cup. Like
the Wembley one.
That guy was serious, bro. He was no joke, bro. Yeah, when he hit the air, when it smashed down.
Yeah, it hit the crossbar. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you know what I mean? These guys, it just wasn't a joke. Cut right. The biggest, that's the saddest thing about Kaká, you know, at AC Milan. Milan told
one of my favorite players of all time.
Bruv, Milan, that's the one, and I know this is a fact. You go and check it. The only reason why that guy left AC Milan is because the board told him to. Because that goes back into the conversation that JK was saying earlier on about it was 2008-9. You know what I mean? Italian football clubs have just got fined up the arse for their match fixing scandal. They were all in fucking deep shit. And he said, look, and Kaká even said it. He said it on Brazilian television. I got called to the boardroom, and they said, if you really, really do love the club, leave. Because it's 80, 90 million euros. Back then, it was 80, 90 million euros, was 80, 90 million euros, and it was worth that. So they said, look, if you really...
I mean, his wife, his wife said he was too perfect, so he had to divorce him.
Bro, you know what? I can believe that.
He just told you everything.
You know what? I can just imagine some trigger finger, itchy person who's not right with themselves, just waiting for an excuse that never comes. And it's just like, I can understand that because you're fucked up in your head. There's no such thing as too perfect. He wasn't too perfect. He was just calm. All right? And if you want to see the epitome, if you want to see the epitome of Kaká's personality, watch the clip when he turns up at Hackney. These guys are a Sunday League team. They turn up for training. They get told one of their bridges is injured. And the man turns around and says, guess what, though? We've got someone to cover him well for our training session. And then fucking Kaká walks in. Kaká in Hackney on a training pit.
I remember.
God knows what estate somewhere. And I like the man because they're like, that ain't Kaká, is it? Like, what? Like, really? And then then it dawns on them. And like everyone, and there's a reason why everybody there who's a baller then, like knew about ball then, went, oh shit. Because that's a treat beyond any. Bruv, if you're a footballer and somehow you're just playing like there's a like normal and one of your footballing gods turns up, that's one of the best. I played ball. Who can say that? I didn't get a chance to play ball with Ronaldinho. I didn't get a chance to play like ball with Zidane. When did the only time I know Messi got flown to Hackney Marshes as the spiritual home of football, he had to get evacuated because the crowd got too hot because he done it in fucking Hackney.
Yeah, he did.
So the helicopter landed, it got hyped. All right, the helicopter took back off again. And there's actual footage of that on YouTube, by the way. So, like, you know what I mean? Like with Kaká, though, like you saw someone who was good with the ball at his feet. He could use both. Yeah, he was strong. He was quick. He could take his chances and he could make them out of nowhere, bro. The only midfielder I've seen that's better than him on full swing is Zidane.
Yeah, Zidane.
And the reason why I say that...
I didn't really get to watch Zidane too much, to be honest.
Bruv.
I'm ashamed that I didn't, but I watched a lot of players, but just not him.
Just watch the clips and soak it up.
Yeah.
Just watch. When you're seeing a midfielder doing step overs and then putting people on the floor twice. Like
crazy, man. And
left foot, right foot, head, chest, knee. The way the guy would kill the ball, like as soon as the ball would get to, not like defend players nowadays when they try and control the ball and it ends up going past them, or when they put their foot out and they end up kicking it too far. No. When that ball hit, Tony, come on, back me up on this, bro. I know you watched Zidane. When that ball hit his foot, that's it. Boom, that's where the ball was, and he just bring the ball down and control, and off he went. You know who I'd say, and any Arsenal fan would do. You know who I would love to see playing nowadays, bro, because if he's touch and control, and just how he would embarrass players nowadays, Dennis Bergkamp. Oh my God, because that guy would pick a weakness and he would just like this, bro. This guy, he done a ball out against Newcastle. My guy went this way, the ball went that way. They met on the other side of the defender, literally. I go this way, you go that way. We'll meet on the other side. And literally, he goes one way, the ball goes the other, bro. Right, what are you supposed to do when you're a defender and the player goes one way and the ball goes? Like, what are you supposed to do, bro? You're fucked. You're fucked. Yeah. And the thing is, with Bergkamp, he used to pick. Like, if a player was coming towards you and being a bit rash, he used to say himself, I used to pick where I was going to put the ball past him. Like, can you imagine how easy he would find that? Ronaldinho, can you imagine Ronaldinho playing now, bro? He would smoke, man. He would smoke
a lot of players, man.
Bro, he would smoke, man. And he wouldn't have to move to do it. He used to smoke Gallas and Terry in them lot. Can you imagine what he would do to these, man?
Ronaldinho playing right now is illegal. That can't happen. That's a crime scene.
Bro,
look at all the defenders we have now. Man, it can't happen. He, Ronaldinho was built for that era for that reason, bro.
Wait, just in case
He's gonna
anyone's
destroy
wondering
this
who he's
era.
talking about, a certain person called Johnny. That's all I'm gonna say. When I
Wait,
heard that statement,
JPT.
all right, we
Which
by
one is
giving
he talking
Arsenal,
about?
we got their Bergkamp replacement. All
Juninho.
right,
Which one are you
huh?
talking about? Look up. He said JPT said Juninho. Which one are you talking about?
I don't know. I'll give him to. I'll still have the Euro 2000 VA finish. I watched every France game in the Greece. That was a good Euros though. That I'll tell you what, yeah. I think the World Cup in Japan was one of the most unrated. Like you know the Korea Japan World Cups. That one,
Oh
man, that
yeah,
just had so
the
much
one was
fire
it the
to
one
it,
in
bro.
2002 or something?
Yeah, the 2002 one, the
2002 World
2002 one.
Cup. Yeah,
That
yeah,
had so much vibe, energy, color, and the one thing I liked about it is what I think it was one of the biggest like football tournaments held in Asia recently as well. So it was one of those ones where it was a once in a blue moon thing. They really fucking enjoyed it, like it was Haley's comment and shit.
yeah.
So they really did enjoy it. Oh, you mean played
What
at
was your
Lyon?
favorite World Cup? Like, what's your favorite World Cup personally? What you've seen, Wolfie, in your opinion? It's hard, isn't it?
Quality of football, entertainment, and everything put together. Might 98 maybe or Euro
98, yeah.
or Euro 96 because I remember being in a chalet in Hemsby when was it Germany Holland in Euro 96 and I remember sitting at home sitting in a chalet by myself with one of those old school 50p meters you used to put in it to get electricity and jamming and watching I think it was the semi-final. Was it the semi-final? Euro 96 Holland versus Germany.
That was a semi-final. I remember looking at the document. Yeah,
Yeah, bruv,
that was a
JPT,
semi-final.
wonderful shout. 2006 Germany, bruv, the opening game. Do you remember when Ring scored that? Was it Fring scored that long shot? I watched that, bruv.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
at
yeah,
work
of
live.
course.
I
That was
was at Brixton Town.
2006.
Huh?
That
That
was
was 2006,
2006.
bro, with Germany were the host, yeah.
Oh yeah, with
2006.
Germany. Yeah, yeah, I
And
remember
Close
now.
became the out and out all time. What was it? Close and I think Close and Ronaldo became the all time highest World Cup goal scorers.
Yeah.
That's another bad man, by the way. Let me forget. Very
Did you
underrated.
like
Deadly finisher. Miroslav Klose, bruv.
What
Damn,
did you
don't give
think?
that guy a header.
What did you
Just
think
don't.
of? What did you think of 2010s or 2014s? Did you like that?
Well, I did enjoy 2014, but that's getting to the era where when teams were lopsided and like when teams get battered, they get battered. And I mentioned that earlier about Brazil, Germany. Like,
Oh,
don't get me
that's my favorite
wrong.
World Cup game. That's my favorite World Cup game.
Yeah. Oh, you're
It was
cruel, man.
funny. No, I know, but that's the thing. I
Oscar
like
scored in that
cruelty.
game as well, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Oscar
But
scored.
Wolfie, do you know what was so funny about this game?
I was
No
sitting, my
one saw
missus
it
watching
coming.
that, man. My ex girlfriend, Cass, we were both sitting there watching that, and I just
No
remember,
one
even
saw it
she was
coming.
like,
That's the
oh
funny
shit.
thing. Brazil filled up the whole stadium. They were
Bro,
pumped going
it
to
was
the
just
World
the
Cup final.
crying, bro. I couldn't
Oh, the
handle the
crying,
crying.
Wolfie.
It was the crying. I couldn't handle the
I
crying.
like stuff
Everyone
like
was
this.
crying, bro.
I like
Everyone.
stuff like this. Like I
You're
love it.
cold.
Each goal that no Wolfie,
You're cold.
It's just the whole nature. I don't know what it was. I watched it. I'm like,
You're
Jesus
cold,
Christ,
dude,
this
bro.
is so funny. I laughed each goal that came in. The cries just got louder.
He's
4,
as cold
5,
as
6.
ice.
And
Wings
then
is like
I
a
remember,
vine.
do you know why, Wolfie? If you look at the environment I was in, I'll tell you a story. So it was like a family get together, and the game was on, but
Yeah.
a lot of people came in just to watch that
Like
game.
my head long.
A
Sorry.
lot of my family came to watch that game. That's it. So what we were doing, we were just giving predictions. We all said Brazil, so we watched it. Next thing you know, Germany get the first goal. It's not like Germany were dominating or anything. Germany get the first goal for counter attack. Just one
No, it's
attack,
the second.
goal.
Second half is when it gets bad.
Yeah,
That's
and
when
that's
it
when it gets
really
bad.
gets awful.
And then what happened? Goals just came in 3-0. And then it was 3-0. It came 3-0. I'm like, what? And like it was 3-0 before half time. I said, surely it's not gonna get bad. But then the goals just kept coming in. The fans started crying. Each goal that came in, we looked. Remember, and Wolfie, remember, every time Germany scored, there was a song that came on. I don't know what it was. It just it took the piss. No, Wolfie. It was something like this.
Yeah. That's
Each
that
goal,
German anthem, though, isn't it?
that
That's that
goal, that goal that
Bavarian
just came,
anthem.
yeah. Each goal that just came in, the song was playing. Tears were crying. It felt like a horror movie. I don't know what it was. I loved it, man. That was disgusting. I genuinely thought. No, listen. I
Scene
genuinely
four.
thought. No, I genuinely thought, Wolfie. The fans, listen. The fans started crying. The players were crying on the pitch. My dad was like, "This, listen.
It's more tears than
Look at
his
these
in Michael
bitches."
Jackson concert, man.
Yeah, they said, look at these stupid. This they were cussing these players. Why are you crying? Like it was crazy. It was
No,
disgusting, man.
you know when I
That's
must.
my favorite game ever. I
You
don't
know when
care.
I
I'll never
started
forget.
laughing. When I started laughing hard and I couldn't stop, and even Cass had to hit me for this one. You know that bit when they interviewed David Luiz and them, like when they were coming off the pitch
Yeah,
and they were crying. Even the players were bawling, bro. Like,
oh, Wolfie. If
bro,
I'm going to
I lost my
describe,
shit. I'm not gonna
if
lie.
I'm going to describe that game, I'll describe. How should I describe it? Remember?
Sideshow Bob crying.
Yeah, yeah. It was like a tragic movie. It was like a tragic movie. If you were Brazilian, it was a tragic
More,
movie.
bro, we shift
Dead
more arts than
silence.
fucking Shawshank Redemption.
Wolfie, Wolfie, dead silence. Each goal that comes in, that song that keeps playing.
Yeah, you're right. It's Stone Cold quiet. Yeah, if you want to talk about that,
Oh,
was the eerie part of it. The fact when Germany scored, how quiet it went. That is
that's the
true.
thing. And then
Then
the
you heard
song
the
just kept
German fans,
playing.
just a small little roar
Just
of
a
the
small
German
amount of
fans.
German fans. Wolfie, I don't care. That was my favorite game. Like, oh my days. I don't think I'll ever see a battering this so theatric ever again. It was so theatric. It was, oh my goodness.
No, you know what?
Yeah, that's my favorite
One
game.
that got me. Do you remember in the Euros with Spain versus Holland? And who was it that gave him the Undertaker kick? Oh, who was it? He gave him some
Hang on.
Undertaker stiff
What
boot,
year
bro,
was
in the
it?
final. Was it Holland versus Spain, bro? Oh, what was it? Jubilant in 2000.
Hang on. I know who you're talking about.
Bro, he gave was it De Jong? Was it Nigel De Jong? When he gave him the fucking Undertaker, yeah, it was. Yeah, thanks, yeah, JPT, thank you. When he gave him the Undertaker finishing kick.
What year was it? Was it 2014 World Cup?
Yeah, that was 2014
Oh, the
World Cup in the
5-1
final,
game.
bro.
Yeah,
When he gave him the
yeah.
the
The
full
5-1
on
game.
the big boot from Hellbro, he gave him the full
Yeah,
on kick,
I
bro.
remember.
I wish I could
And
bring that
with
up
the
right
Xabi
now.
Alonso
That was a
penalty.
dirty kick,
Xabi
bro.
Alonso penalty.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yep,
That was
yep,
the one.
yep, 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 yep. I
But
remember.
that was the only time next
That
to
was
when
another good
Pepe
game.
was on the pitch. I saw wrestling on the pitch, bro. He gave him the full Undertaker. And you know what the worst
That
part
was
was?
disgusting.
Well?
That
But you know what the worst part? You know when it's not bad when you see people do that, right? And then they bend underneath it, and it doesn't look that bad. But when you see people stop and then they hang on it for a second, and you see them wrap around the leg and then drop. That's the worst ones, bro.
Robin scored. It was like Robin scored 2 goals, and then Van Persie scored 2 as well. And then I think who else? And Daley Blind assisted 2 of the goals. I remember it.
But it was just, bro. It was just viciousness on the pitch. But no, but if you want to talk about who was the Undertaker?
Wait,
who was the Undertaker caretaker? The short guy. Wolfie has his hairstyle also. Oh, shut up, you prick! Paint a ceiling or something. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm trying to think of what was my favorite, international or club horror story, where like it just completely went wrong and horrible.
No, you don't.
I remember Germany, bro. Bayern Munich versus Barcelona when Barcelona got
that was crazy.
In.
That was crazy. The 8-2.
When Barcelona got tucked in.
I remember.
Yeah, that was probably my
disgusting.
favorite. Because
that was crazy. I remember.
Bro, I guarantee Barcelona fans did not see that coming.
No one saw that coming. Let's be honest. I didn't.
No, I did. That Bayern team had like peak Robben, peak.
No, Wolfie. Wait. Which one? 8-2. 8-2.
The 8-2, bro. You know when Lewandowski was playing for Bayern, he scored in both
Gnabry and all of them lot. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Gnabry was on it. I swear, Robben scored. Lewandowski scored. Who was the other guy they were playing for them at the time, man? Attacking midfielder.
Alaba was there.
Yeah, he was at Bayern at that time. They hadn't bought him yet. Didn't Kroos score? Because that was when Bayern. He was playing for. He was still playing for Bayern as well. Then I think that's when Kroos scored as well. Because wasn't that like 2015? They did that 8-2. Because actually Bayern have a habit of smashing it.
What are we talking about? What game are we talking about? The lockdown one.
No, the one before that.
What?
No, hang on. What?
Hang on.
Check it, bro. I'm telling
2015.
you. Hang on.
Bayern
I'm gonna check
versus
it.
Barcelona.
I think it is 2015. I just think I just said that actually. Barca. Yeah, they met in 04 as well. What was that? When was that 8-2? When?
The 8-2 was under lockdown.
No,
I
that
remember.
was 2020. So what was the other
Yeah,
one?
I know.
Because I swear there wasn't there an 8-0.
It was 6-2.
Yeah, but they beat them before that as well. Do you remember when
Yeah,
Bayern won? When Bayern won the Champions League in like 2015, 14. Back then, bro.
2014. Oh, yeah, that was 6-2. That was 6-2. It was 3-0 both legs. And would I say was it?
Um,
It was 3-0. They beat. Wait, hang on. Barcelona beat Bayern Munich 3-0. And then it was what's it called? If you remember, Messi scored, and it was Messi, and then Neymar scored as well.
so what was the year?
But Barcelona won. It was Barcelona that won the UCL that season, if you remember.
Well, it was around them. Ren times. I need to find out. He was a while back now.
Enrique was the manager.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Enrique
he
was the
was.
manager, and Pep was managing Barcelona by Munich at the time, if you remember.
Yeah. I remember that.
Barca
But
beat
they
them
won it.
6-2.
Oh, there you go. 2012, 2013. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cool.
They won it the season after we beat them for it. Portugal versus North Korea. Yeah.
Remember,
But yeah, seen some smashings, man.
remember Man City versus Chelsea 6-0.
Yep, I do remember that.
That was
I
terrible.
also
I remember.
Chelsea Villa 7-2, like in 2010. I remember that as well. I remember Chelsea 5, Man United 0, Old Trafford in the 90s.
Yeah, I remember that. 6-0
Chelsea
6-0 against Arsenal.
Yeah, 6-0 against Arsenal at Stamford Bridge with the
To be
famous
fair, I saw that
handball.
coming. I don't know what it was, but I saw that.
Bruv, that was classic
I saw us beating
Mourinho
them.
versus Wenger, bruv. There was only one winner in that, bruv. Like, I'm telling you, like, Wenger, when it comes to Wenger, I've never seen a manager have a hoodoo over another manager like Jose. I swear, Mourinho never lost against Wenger. Not once.
He's not. He's never lost against Wenger.
So
Never.
that was when that was men against boys. That was like, it's like the opposite to what it is now.
Yeah.
They're the ones treating us like that, but nowhere near as embarrassing.
But Wolfie, do you remember the 8-2 loss that Barcelona suffered against Bayern in 2020?
Yeah, in the lockdown season, yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
That was crazy, to be honest. I didn't see that coming either. I know they will get battered, but not 8 goals. That was crazy.
Did you expect all the English teams to get wigged in, like how they did this year as well? Because let's not forget, Spurs conceded 7, we conceded 7, Newcastle conceded 6 in one game.
Yeah,
no, they conceded 7 in one game, didn't they? Because I swear, wasn't it 1-1 in the first game, and then Barcelona scored 7 in that game last week, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not being funny. Some of the pie-ins I've seen recently, like, they weren't great. Like,
yeah. And then also, Wolfie, if you remember, the game that I was talking about, you know, the Bayern Munich, not the Bayern Munich, sorry, the Germany-Brazil game, 7-1. Brazil already had a lot of injuries going into that. Like, they were still good. I remember Neymar. There was the famous Neymar injury where he had his back broken. Right? You know, if you remember, everyone was upset and everything. Yeah, man, football back then, it was just so theoretic. I missed that.
Well, we used to call Man United the theatre of dreams, bro. Now it's the theatre of leaky roofs.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
This is the problem is when it's gone from the commercialization of football, where it used to be about the only people that were into it were people that loved it, and now it's a business like any other. This is why you don't get people dedicated to it as much as you used to. It's just the way it is, and this is what I was saying about when it comes to the conversation about making winners. When you're not determined to win by playing, how else do you win? You know what I mean? And that's the thing that, and I said about mentality, and we said about the difference. when you think about some of the best players like Henry and Lampard and all them lot of days of old, these are guys that used to go off and like when everyone else was finished like team training or whatever else, these are guys that used to go off and practice free kicks and corners and penalties and long shots and going 1-on-1 against the goalkeeper. Frank Lampard said it, like even said it like about how sometimes Czech would stay behind with him and do shooting.
Mm.
You know what I mean? This is why when Lampard and Henry normally shot, they normally scored, bro, because they knew exactly where they were going to boot the ball, regardless of where they were standing. It didn't matter if they were on the left. All right, cool. I'll chip it into the right hand corner. If I'm on the left, right, or the right hand side, I'll see if I can blast it across the goalkeeper, classic, and pull it across him. Because that's the old classic rule of finishing. If you're going to finish, try and put it across the goalkeeper, so it makes it hard. These are all old school rules, bro. Old school rules of football, and that's why I miss players like Raul and Bergkamps and all those guys that never played it the quickest, but they played it the Matt Letiziers, because these guys played it intelligently, bro. Right, Raul and them lot would nutmeg you like that, and you'd never expect it, but you'd never see it coming, bro. They'd just pop the ball through your legs, and that'd be that. But but look, is there anything else you want to talk about? Or do you want to wrap it up? It's been a nice
It's been a nice convo today.
Yeah, it's been a good, pleasant conversation. Nice, pleasant conversation. I've enjoyed that one. But when it comes to Chelsea, we're just going to have to see what happens because we've got the international break on at the moment. And, boy, this one's been really got to do some work now. Oh, lucky for some, innit? Work's not going too bad for you, baby girl. But, yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Not too much to talk about, really, on the Chelsea front. We know they've been bad, and we got pied in.
Today's more of a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, we want to think of days gone by where things weren't as horrible, but on the up and up. On to the next. Oh, hang on, that sounds familiar. Hang on.
It does.
It does.
Well, who do we even have next? What's going on?
Right, because I swear we've got FA Cup when they come back, haven't we?
To be fair, I've been enjoying these international games. To be honest, I've liked the way France have played. They played Brazil
today. Which is next week. We've got Port Vale at home in the FA Cup. So if we're lucky, we'll win that one. Anyway, we still got a trophy we can win.
Can I ask Wolfie? Quick question. I know JP is from Peru. Where's DJ Crane from? I know he's American. Is he?
DJ K's from space.
Huh?
I'm telling you right now, he's from outer space.
From outer space. Okay, cool.
He's gone send into outer space. Find another race. Sorry.
Oh yeah, bro. Listen. There's this movie this reminds me of. Remember Paul, the alien?
Yeah, man, of course.
Yeah, that's
Seth Rogen.
That's where I get that song from. Yeah.
Nick Frost.
Just that. Yeah, man, it's crazy. But
that's why I like this guy, man. He's from El Salvador, aka Little Mexico.
Mexico.
I think he's from. Did DJ Crane say he was from the East Coast? In the East Coast.
He's from Washington.
I think he's in Washington State, though. Isn't he in Washington?
Yeah, he's in Washington, but I'm talking about his, heritage, like ethnic.
Oh no, complete total alien, bro. Like total alien. Like same place where Elvis. Complete alien, bro. Like Elvis, that in MIB said he isn't dead. He's just gone home.
DJ, just one question: if you're from Mexico, if people are claiming, not my, but if you're from Mexico. What are you confident for the World Cup? Your chances? I don't know.
Right now, Mexico might be the only team showing up, bro. Everyone else might have to skip it.
Yeah.
Aren't half the teams on there like a war right now? Like.
No, but like seriously, this World Cup. Do you think like in this year's World Cup? I'm looking forward for the World Cup, but I still think it's dodgy for all reasons, I believe. But yeah, but at the same time, I've been watching these friendly games. I'm like, I think we're gonna have a good World Cup. We're gonna see a good, World Cup games. I've been watching. I like the way France have been playing. To be honest, I don't know what's happened to Brazil, man. The Brazilian team's gone downhill. Like, I watched them play against France, and then. I don't know if you've been looking at the scores or anything, but yeah.
I've kept an eye on some.
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, I've kind of liked international break.
No, it's a change, isn't it? It takes away from the monotony of seeing all this shit that we normally see.
Yeah, I didn't even know we're playing this weekend.
Oh, sorry, I'm on East Coast as JPT. He's on the West Coast. So whenever they meet, they got to argue between who's better between Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah.
Mexico get eliminated first round by ICE. Famous. Vamos Salvador, most beautiful women outside of Colombia. No, like, lovely ladies. Then again, like the only thing I will say is I hope plastic surgery doesn't catch on as much down there as it did in Brazil, bro. Because there are some beautiful Brazilian women, but there was also some fucking fucked up ones, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
But yeah, World Cup's going to be interesting though, because I just want to know how many people are going to boycott it, because Trump ain't finished yet.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not being funny. Even compared to the last time we did the Blues Brothers stream, there's been about 3 or 4 small wars start since the last time we spoke.
It's crazy, man.
And I wish I wasn't even making that up. I wish I wasn't even making that up.
There'll be some teams that are boycotting this World Cup. But
that's what I said about we'll see how many teams actually show up.
Yeah. No, but I think it's mostly the teams, the Islamic teams that might, they have. It's the USA. They only have beef with the Islamic teams.
Well, yeah, it's because let's be honest, it's because of Israel. It's because of the Jews. So it's because of the Jews.
Because of the Jews, yeah.
No. Okay, because this bit, in case anyone's sitting there thinking what we're saying is off the cuff bad, let me enlighten you. There are certainly things in Jerusalem that are called Zionist Jews, and they want me dead, they want him dead, they want everyone in my chat dead. And before you think I'm talking shit, I'm not. Every single culture on this planet has its own isolation.
Why do you sound like a robot?
Pardon?
Why do you sound like a robot? I don't know. Maybe, is it just me?
It might be you. Your signal might be cutting out.
Yeah, my phone's at 1%. So if I'm gonna be honest, adios. And
there you
good
go.
night. As JPT says, JPT, if you know, good night. Mwah. And good night. Bang.
And just like that, he fucks off and leaves me because his phone was on 1%. Hopefully, right, by the way, I wasn't going crazy and everybody else saw that with JK and you saw his phone spacing out. But yeah, I think JPT heard what I said because it's clearly just put Israel gotcha. Yeah, they got him. They might be coming for me. Oh, no, I'm a white guy and he lives in England. I'll be all right. I'll get away with it. No, I could just pretend I'm German or something. Never mind. Right, but anyway, thank you everyone for joining us today on this Blues Brothers stream. Quite an interesting one. We were going to talk about Chelsea more, but fuck it, we'll talk about something a lot less depressing. But big up everyone in the chat that's been here. Big up, obviously, DJ Crane. Big up my baby girl as always. Big up Melanie, the sister, as well. Sorry, Mel, I'll put your link on the title later on. Big up to you. Hope you're doing good. Obviously JPT as well. Bargav popped up earlier. I think Aces popped up earlier. Don't want to forget anybody. Kate, obviously. Bargav's there. Mel popped up in again there earlier. I didn't miss anybody out. Alright. No, I didn't miss anybody out. Fuck it. Who's from El Salvador? Eros the Boss? That's another guy in Seymour. Big up to Eros the Boss. JK crossed the Bermuda Triangle. Love, bro. Don't say DJ Crane, my baby girl in the same sentence. Yeah, you ain't got... Trust me when I say, you ain't got to worry about that, bro. You ain't got to worry about that at all. Anyway, big up to everybody. Stay safe. Good night. God bless. And we are out. Peace.